Good morning. Eight. So yesterday we had you're droning and overthinking, but you're not taking action. And my example was I, I just need to send the DMs. We had actually quite a short excuses versus tough love because by now I actually know that that's just what I need to do. And then I was thinking about how to make it a habit and how to make it like something that I can keep up in the long term where we found out that that was the overthinking all along. So it's just about doing it, and then we'll evaluate later. So maybe after the 28 days. But for now, it's just doing it, and then it will automatically pop up the things that um, make sense, that work, that don't work, instead of engineering it all beforehand. So results, I actually did send my DMs on the different platform. um, so Instagram, and uh, tailored to, well, not tailored, but channeled to those pages that we talked about, like specific pages that people are following. And people are responding super fast. So um, this is absolutely better than LinkedIn. This is where my audience apparently hangs out much more. So this is good. Um, then today, day 8, you feel stuck, but it's just because you won't make a decision. Avoidance is disguised stagnation. Um, well, that's a tough one because today I actually don't feel stuck. There was a quote that my therapist said. It actually came from her immediately. Um, and I thought that was so perfect. She said, "You know what to do, just follow the steps." And I've been like repeating that mantra in my mind every time I start going into like overthinking. I feel like now I did make a decision. Like Instagram is gonna be for the consultants and LinkedIn is gonna be for B2B. Um, I just need to talk to more people to really figure out what the challenges are and how Ocho can potentially fit into that. So I do feel like making a decision right now doesn't make a lot of sense. Uh, there we have my example. Ocho's ICP and specific offer should be based on the clients. Um, so yes, but I want to talk to more people to truly understand their worldview and their challenges. To see whether there's even demand for the products I built or envision. Um, so you already have. You have 350 plus people that did the 8 P's of work. And how many were in the community? 58. And then we had about 30 people doing the session themselves and about 85, so let's say, plus people that engaged with the career exercises program. So you don't need more insights. Yes, but I actually do. I've been out of Belgium for quite a while, and I feel like I forgot what it means to be in that world. Plus those discovery calls. are a good way to think about content and get to know these people, have them trust me. So you can also use your content on Instagram for that and pump, pimp up and pimp your page. Yes, I've started. Um, but I feel like I need more information to be able to make posts that resonate. Um, so this is where the decision comes in. So make the decision because I've been thinking about is the Instagram secretly for myself, like myself 2 years ago, what I wish existed. But then it feels like I'm just talking about utopia. Maybe that's not even possible. Um, or is it truly for like consulting? But I had a look at the consulting humor pages and like the way it's set up in like the big four. I don't think that's the kind of consultant that I want to represent. Um, the consultant I want to represent is someone who's ambitious to make a high impact, that knows how to research, systemize, simplify, implement. We're also enthusiast people, get to action, inspire people to go to execution, and then have the results to show for it. And yes, visibility is important. And yes, people liking you is important. But at the end of the day, it's about execution. That's the consultant that I like, getting into action. So my decision is to represent a specific type of consultant that does more than creating slides, that has the traits and capacities to make a big impact, to research, simplify, deliver, implement, inspire, enthusiast. They're secretly entrepreneurs, actually. They're secretly entrepreneurs that happen to be employed by a superb company. That's the people I want to represent. People who can take information and bring it to execution, because that's what we'll need in the future. Information we have, execution, and driving people to follow you in that execution is the real impact. Yes, but I feel scared. Um, Because what if this is utopia? This is utopia. I know this is what the companies want. So who am I to suddenly have a solution for that? So my solution stems from personal experience and banking on the fact that people become more entrepreneurial when they're standing in their strengths and see the results of what they're doing. That's what gives people energy. That's what drives execution. um, okay. Yes, but how do I how do I get to work on this? How do I get to work on this? So, okay, how do we do this now? Um, so we do indeed talk to more people, and the objective is to learn their challenges, solve their challenges, so they can thrive and move to execution, the entrepreneurial spirit. And one of the enablers is the 8 P's of work. Yes, but that's very broad. How do we now put this into one clear mission, vision? That's just one sentence. So this is something that will build over time. But for now, I believe it's entrepreneurship comes from well, we had this or I had this quote yesterday. So we have the client, which is always important. Then we have the company, and then we have the consultant. So this is the equation in reality. Client is more important than the company. Company is more important than the consultant. Now, my belief is that if we go to the consultant, if we make them plural, we make them consultants, then they become more important than the company. But that does enable the company to serve more clients. So this becomes a new equation. And then the company becomes the connector instead of the chain. The company becomes the connector instead of the chain. So companies are connectors, not builders. Oh, oh my God, maybe that's it. Companies are connectors, not builders. Maybe that's a company of the future. That is the company of the future. Okay, yes, but back to reality. We're dreaming. Yes, but back to reality. Um, how do we now execute on this? How do we now execute on this? The only way to know if people resonate with this is to test it, create content, talk about it. You feel stuck, but it's because you won't make a decision. So the next section is still to talk to people, but next to asking a bunch of questions, I want to end my calls with the statement and ask what they think about it. Mm. If it's one-on-one connection, people won't like. If it's one-on-one connection, if it's one-to-one connection, companies will be reluctant, which I understand. Which is why it's the collective of the consultants. It's the ability to create a well functioning team, the high performance team, and solve complex projects. Now I feel like I'm saying stuff that have been said for years. That's nothing new. Um, but it's not about building the team. It's about connecting the right people. Huh. It's not about building the team. It's about connecting the right people. It's not about building the project. It's about connecting the right people with the client. So what's my answer here? I already know that people resonate with data analysis on the 8 P's of work part, so that companies can create policies based on the motivators of their teams. I've tested it in the field a couple of times. People really resonate with that. I think a lot of companies invest in their people. They're like, we're going to give you this free training budget. And they're forcing that with, like, you have to have these certifications and all of that. But I don't think you have to do that. People will develop themselves based on interests. If they truly like it, they will they will develop themselves. So that's why you don't need to build the people. They'll do that by themselves. You don't have to build people or invest in them. They'll do that by themselves. We've got the internet. They'll educate themselves. Or at least the top performer as well. So the answer is actually we're coming back to the high performing team where my statement is that it's about connecting the right people and not building the team. And we've done that so far based on like personality tests and all of that. But my hypothesis is that we can do it with the 8 P's of work. So my one resulting action and I go into the field. I'm going to present the product. I'm going to ask, what would you do with it? Instead of asking them about their challenges. What could you use it for? That's not very silly, yeah? Normally you go the other way around. Feel the pain. But that's for service-based client calls, right? I am looking to serve the industry, not the company. So instead, okay. So my one resulting action when I explore the B2B calls, present the product, then ask how it could serve the industry, not their company. Okay, plus show the equation and ask them what they think. Without adding the labels. Yeah, because that installs judgment and I don't want judgment at the time. So, okay, how to reinforce. So, very clearly, present product, ask how it could serve the industry, how it could serve the industry, show equation as their opinion, and biggest challenges they face with respect to work motivation. Typical sales questions. Okay, no, that was a long one today, but we did write a lot of things. Okay, good.